Just taken this shot here on the way to a woodland. First shot of the day, f6 ISO 200 and a 30th of a second handheld. Good morning. I'm in Dartmoor somewhere, and it's thick fog. Just walking up along a river up to a woods, and there's thick fog everywhere, so stopping along the way to take a few images. If I spin you around, look. I'm in an area where there's lots of separate trees and interesting things to shoot. I've already taken 2 images, which I'll pop up on the screen now. As I get down to where we're actually heading today, in that area, and I find some composition, I'll get you back and talk to you about what I'm doing and why I'm taking an image of whatever composition it is I can find. I'll see you when I get there. Made it down to this area of woodland with the river that you can hear there running through the middle. Quite heavy because it's been raining a lot last couple of days. There's quite a few interesting bits here, and obviously thick fog, as you can see. Right, I'm in this meadow here that's covered in bluebells. I don't know if you can see this very well. Covered in bluebells and copper coloured dead ferns. It's a lovely little spot, and what I've got here is my camera in portrait mode. Let me see if I can show you on the back of it. If you can see that there, I'm zoomed in on this tree here, and I've got it in portrait mode. So I've got this section sort of here, and up the top of the trees in the background, all covered in fog, and I think it looks quite nice. What are we at? Come on, zoom in. We are at 1/40th of a second, f6.3, ISO 200. And I've popped it on the tripod. I'll stick a 3-second timer on. Turn the image stabilization off. There you go. I like this composition. I like the tree there that folds around and gives a clear view behind, and I like the colours that we've got going on, and obviously the foggy atmosphere gives it a nice soft feel to the image. So I'm just going to wipe off my lens and my camera because it's a bit wet, and take the shot, and hopefully this turns out a nice image. If so, here it is. I've just popped the camera into square crop to take the same image there, but just cuts off some of the top of the trees in the background and some of the foreground, and I think it looks better as a square crop. I'll post the image up now, and you can let me know which one you prefer. I like this scene here, I like this tree here in the middle. Thick fog behind, and these branches. We've walked up the valley, up the river, and come across this scene here where you've got this waterfall cascading down the hill, and there was this lone tree, and behind it, if I zoom in, there's another little lone tree, and it looks sort of like the Fennel forest in Madeira. So I've got my long lens on and I've zoomed into roughly sort of there in a portrait orientation to compress the scene so that it brings that tree in the background further forward. Otherwise it's kind of lost. I'm at about 65mm at f13 at 1/13th of a second and 1/15th of a second, for some nice textured water in the foreground that brings you out the bottom of the composition here. I think that makes for a really nice portrait image, and I think that's an excellent find up here in the middle of nowhere on a rainy day with thick fog. Couldn't be any better really, so fingers crossed I make a good image out of this, and if so, here it is. Ian and I have just been discussing this scene here with this waterfall that's coming down and these two lone trees, and we think that this might be quite a rare shot because there's not normally this sort of water coming down here that creates a waterfall. If I spin you around, I can show you. It's all just running across the top of the grass because it's been torrential rain for the last 2 days. So it's all rolling off the hills and just across the grass. But it's actually created a waterfall here that might not normally be there. And so given that we've got that waterfall and this fog, these conditions, these two trees might not be able to take the same shot again. So that's quite a good thing. It's quite a unique image. Well, although two of us have taken it, it's still a unique image. Nobody else has probably taken this or may get a chance to take it again. So hopefully they turn out nice and you enjoy the images. I've taken some landscape, some portrait, some different shutter speeds and some slightly different angles. And now we're going to move on and go see what else we can find. Check out I Murray Photos on Instagram and have a look at Ian's excellent images of Dartmoor as well. I can't tell you how hard it is to photograph, walk and video in the rain with an umbrella and everything else going on. It's quite hard work, so apologies if this video is a bit sketchy and not really coming together as it should do. But I'm doing what I can and trying to make the most of these conditions. At the moment, I'm in an amazing woodland that's got carpets of bluebells all over the floor. It's completely covered in fog, and it's full of really interesting trees. Let me spin you around, look. Covered in old man's beard on all the branches. And it looks amazing. I've got this here lined up, this group of trees here with old man's beard just trailing off of all of the branches, and this piece of stone wall in the foreground covered in moss. There's thick fog, and I think it's quite a nice. I've taken a shot that's roughly here, like that, and I've zoomed in a bit further as well to get rid of a bit of the sky and a bit of the foreground here as well. But I think that's quite a nice image. Settings, oh, what were they? 1/30th of a second at f8, ISO 64. Excuse me. Hopefully that turns out to be a nice image. I might move around, see if I can get it from a slightly better angle. But here's this image anyway. Like I say, it's very hard to video and take images and find compositions and that when it's raining. So I will just try to find a composition, explain what it is that I like about the composition and the settings, and chuck up any images that I get out of today. I hope you enjoy the images. Please comment and let me know if you like any of them, and yeah, let's go see what else we can find. I'm just taking some shots of these bluebells here in the foreground, and this tree here in the background, and the foggy woodland behind. Trying to keep the sky out of the shot as best I can, but yeah, lovely scene, and hopefully it makes a nice image. I will show you the image now, and you can let me know in the comments if you think it's any good. Just like that, the fog has gone. So I've taken about 160 images today. One or two of them have got to be good, surely. We're just going to walk back now, a very long way, back to the car, and I'll go through the images later and see if we've made anything decent. You will have already seen them by now. Any little bonus extra ones I'll pop up at the end of the video now. And thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video and the images, and I'll see you on the next one.